Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
We got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so he can see them. Send his favorites over to us. As always, we are brought to you by Star City Games, as well as Carnox Gaming Chairs. If you want one of these chairs, you can get 10% off by using carnox.com/SCG. So it's easy. You just do that.
Get it.
You just go there
it.
instead of carnox.com, and you get 10% off. It's only 3 letters. That's 3 1/3% per letter.
It's so that's just a deal. That's just
Yeah.
math right there. And it's comfy.
Can't argue with math.
This pillow is just so
Yeah, the
nice.
neck pillow is a pretty key part of it.
It really is.
With the pillow, I kind of wish this part didn't overhang. I want to just lean my head back.
I agree, but then I think they wanted people to play Magic and maybe see the logo. They're just going like this. People are just going to be sleeping. You need to be pushed forward in the game, edge of your seat.
To be fair, in our team tournaments, there has been a lot of sleeping on these chairs.
I have been seeing that. Like just long combo turns. People are just like, nope. I'll be lounging.
F6.
yeah.
Mike and Dom are real good at doing that.
Yeah, I did see a lot of that. All right, what do we got for round 2,
Okay.
Ross?
I'm going to be playing, as I said before the break, a mono green ramp deck. This is from, I believe, the PTQ.
Okay.
I don't think it's the maybe it's the energy event. I can't remember. It top 8 of one of them.
Well, Leyline and Oath were in it.
Yeah.
The deck list was just that without those cards.
Yeah, the pilot ended up saying that their goal for the week was to find a good shell for Ugin.
Okay.
And that this is it. So this is it. We're 4 copies of Ugin, really trying to ramp hard into it. And Ugin is really good against decks that are playing to the battlefield, which is a lot of what the metagame was about. So
Yeah. Ugin seems like it's gonna wreck me.
yeah. So we're not coming out ramping quite as hard as the devotion decks. We're not we're not really casting Ugin before turn. I bet 4 at the earliest, but more like 5 or 6
Without disruption from my part.
Yeah. We're playing our Boreal Grazer, which accelerates and helps play a little early defense. There's Nissa's Pilgrimage. So we're really getting a lot of lands onto the battlefield, and we're using a lot of cool utility lands.
Okay.
There's a Shrine of the Forsaken Gods.
Yep.
The one that makes 2 mana if you have 7 lands. A lot of different deserts to go with Hour of Promise. Hour can also find Field of the Dead, Elvish Rejuvenators. We got Field of the Dead as a late game engine. Looks really cool, and we go all the way up to Ulamog.
Okay. Yeah, no, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, and seems like if the format slows down a little, this deck seems like it only gets better.
Yeah, and I mean, decks like Saheeli combo and stuff, they put a lot to the board. Of course, they can give you problems by just comboing, but they put a lot of planeswalkers just to the board. And if you ever -3 or whatever with Ugin, that's just game.
This list is also playing 4 copies of Walking Ballista to help against that combo. Which is no longer necessary, but still a really powerful card. Scales well into the late game. Plays nicely with Sanctum of Ugin.
Okay.
Which there are a couple of copies of in the deck.
Yeah.
So still a fine card.
Seems interesting.
Yeah.
Ugin seems powerful.
What do you got over there?
I got Abzan Aggro. So I am playing both Gideons, Gideon Ally Zendikar, and the 3-mana Gideon. Sorry, whatever that one's called.
Blackblade?
Yep, Gideon Blackblade.
3-mana Gideons, but you have the good one.
Yes. We got Siege Rhino. We have,
Warden of the First Tree. Policeman Lion.
A bunch of good, aggressive Abzan cards. I kind of remember this deck in Standard a bit.
I played a bit with it.
Yeah, but I was playing the green-white Devotion side, and I just destroyed this deck. It was nice. But there's a lot of new toys. A lot of new stuff going on here. Might have a little trouble against Ugin from what I'm thinking, but we'll see.
Well, this is from the top 4 of the NRG event.
Okay.
So it did well there, but just good disruption, solid creatures, not a bad place to be.
Let's try it. Okay, so you're going to be going first, I assume?
I will, and I will also be going to 6, I think.
Okay.
Not having a ramp spell before, I want to have one of my cheaper ramp spells, either Pilgrimage, Rejuvenator, or Grazer.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those in this hand, and I have a bunch of 5s.
Ship it. Speaking of 5... No, I'm going to keep mine. We don't have an insane draw here. I mean, we have a good 1-drop, but unfortunately do not have the mana to cast it. A little bit of disruption that might actually do something is here, as well as a powerful card. Can't really mulligan this, even though it's not, star-studded or anything like that. But
one thing I think an underrated aspect of a deck like this is that when it was in Standard, its major weakness was the mana. If you didn't start on Stand-Step Citadel, your mana was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Now I think the mana gets a lot better in Pioneer.
Yeah.
With access to a lot more dual lands, so that's going to help this deck quite a bit.
Yeah. No, 100%. Well, we got Ross shuffling. You got a question for us at all, Rob?
Yeah, MBUSC1 wants to know, How do you both think Seadrino feels in the format right now?
I mean, day one of the format right now, of the new one, but against both Felidar Guardian, and we were saying this a little bit at the end of the last break, both Felidar Guardian and Devotion just ate up Siege Rhinos. Love to play against it. Not a big deal. Yeah, exactly. Gain 3, lose 3, whatever. No big deal. I will kill you with infinite cats, or I will go way over the top with a gigantic voracious hydra or whatever. They're gone. So this is one of these cards that, you were saying, look at these holes of where the shackles of these very powerful decks were holding other decks back. Abzan Aggro is for sure one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see Seadrino being unleashed a little bit as the format slows down, especially if we get more aggro decks where that Drain 3 is really nice to help stabilize against them. You could definitely see Mono Red poke its head back up as people are working on different decks. So Seadrino could be a big winner for these bands.
Yeah, we need to see aggro decks against it, though, and especially Mono Red, but like Canister, top 4 to a Modern or a Pioneer Open last weekend with Mono Red, just a good Mono Red list. And, he's got great influence here. So you look like you're going to 5, buddy.
Yep. I've got 2. My hand has more Arboreal Grazers than lands.
That's a snap keep.
That is a problem.
You get to put one to the bottom. So I got a question. I got a question for you. What do you think of company decks moving forward? Like maybe traditional Bant company. We played Bant humans. But what do you think of Collected Company as a card now with the new bans?
Another card that could get a little bit better. One of the issues with the company, I think, is that the recent printing of these really powerful planeswalkers means that, like, to play company, you have to not play them. Or just not play any removal spells. Yeah,
or just play like I've seen. I played a company list that just played like Geese, bunch of 1-drops, just Oko, and a couple Dramogus Command as my only spells, and then just all creatures. And it was great. It was absolutely great.
Like 2 command, 3 Oko, 4 company,
exactly.
21 lands, 30 creatures, something like that. 22 lands, 29 creatures. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could massage it and make it work, but then you have to ask yourself, like, is that better than me playing, a little bit more spread out curve? And 4 Oko and some Teferis and more commands, it's a pretty big sacrifice.
I don't know the answer to that.
It might be better. The company's a powerful card, but it does the deck building restrictions are real, and we've got some powerful, more powerful options. Yeah, it kind of makes me want to explore company in different color combinations.
Yeah, same.
Like, is there a Jund company deck? I don't know.
Maybe. But honestly, I think Spellqueller and Reflector Mage are very big, very important to this strategy. Even Deputy of Detention, Knight of Autumn against some kind of absurd things. Like, you get insane 3-drops with the Bant colors. If the Invitational was tomorrow, and I mean, I've had, no real time to commit testing, I would probably play Bant Company just because I think the deck is pretty sweet. But, all right, how's your 5?
The 5 is actually pretty good. So, in our opening hand, we're definitely going to prioritize having early ramp and then hope to just draw into our threats.
Yeah, of course.
So we're definitely going to put this Ulamog on the bottom. And then I think this Ballistic can go as well.
Yeah, 10 drops. Probably ship those to the bottom.
Okay. So
all right, let's do this.
I'm going to start with a Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Did you miss?
I really wanted to draw land. But we'll find an Elvish Rejuvenator.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Forest, Grazer, Hash Up Oasis, go.
And tapped, right?
Oh, sure. I'm not doing it. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything with it.
All right. Godless Shrine, go. No 1-drop for us. Is that not a land?
Go.
Oh. Now you're seeing the power of Grazer. All right. So what do we want to do here? I think I just want to get my most powerful creature. And if I can't play my cat, I'm going to play a cat today. Your turn.
Okay.
All right, we're live. Good.
I think it is more important for me to get this one in case Corey draws a Thoughtseize next turn.
Okay.
Because it represents multiple lands. So I'm going to play Nissa's Pilgrimage.
You get like 2 lands or 3 lands. Right?
Well, 2 forests normally, and if I have Spell Mastery, 3 forests.
Gotcha. And just to your hand or to battlefield?
1 goes to the battlefield, the rest go to my hand.
That card's good.
So it's like Kadama's Reach or Cultivate normally, but only for forests.
Love it.
And then has some upside. And Once Upon a Time does sometimes help you to get to Spell Master.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Not a great draw there, but we kind of had our turn pretty planned out. So we're going to get in there with the Lion.
Okay. I will take it for now. Hopefully get a little bit more value out of a Grazer block.
Oh, whoops, I guess I should have...
So
Yeah. Let's give this lifelink too. I suppose
Sure.
I should have did that
I'm at
before.
17. You're at 23.
Okay, your turn. All right, got Gideon down at a nice little clock.
Okay. So let's play an Elvish Rejuvenator.
Okay.
So now we'll look at the top 5. Get a land, and we have enough forests, so I think we'll just diversify for Field of the Dead and get the Scavenger Grounds. Not the best in this matchup.
Not the best. Or relevant whatsoever.
And
It's starting to get a lot of land here. I know you have one more, so Ugin is actually possible next turn if you have the Awaken land.
yeah, I think I need to start digging towards better lands and maybe some threats as well. So I'm going to play the forest and look to cycle that.
Okay. All right. Done, right?
Yeah.
All right. So our hand is not great, and Ugin is just, I don't really know a good way around it. It's just going to be very bad. But not much we can do about that. Our mana base is actually also quite awkward right now. So we're going to tick up, give this... I guess it truly doesn't matter very much. I think we will go with lifelink.
Yep.
Then we'll get in there.
I think we can just afford to block one at a time and stop the Gideon.
Okay.
So I'll take 3, go to 14, you go to 26.
14 to 26. Yep. And then we'll go second main, Warden of the First Tree,
Yep.
and just a Godless Shrine tap. Pass it to you.
Okay. On your end step, I will cycle Desert of the Indomitable.
Okay.
Okay, that's not a bad one. And
How did they mark if it was a 3-3 in the past? I forgot. Did they just put 3 counters on it? That seems so bad.
Sort of. It was awkward.
Yeah.
You would put a die in front of it.
Yeah.
Now, those were 2 good draws. I've got Nissa's Pilgrimage with Spell Mastery.
Okay.
So now we get 3 forests out of our deck.
Uh-oh.
So 1 goes to the battlefield, 2 go to my hand.
Okay. I'm terrified.
And
What's your follow-up?
oh well. So I can't field it all this turn because I have mostly forest, right? This is
Yeah,
only
1,
4
2,
different land
3,
types.
yeah.
Field would be a 5th. But I do have another Rejuvenator.
Okay.
That's a neat one. Let's get Sanctum of Ugin.
Okay.
So our first threat will count as 2, and then we'll play a land for turn.
All
And then
right.
pass.
We will level this. This is a 3-3.
Or so actually, we put it on 1, so level 1, level 2,
Yeah,
level
that makes
3.
more sense.
Although level 3, once you have the counters on it, everybody sort of knew
Yeah.
what was
Okay,
going on.
so this is another bad draw. I mean, you see our mana base not agreeing with us here. 1 green source is quite a tilt here. So let's... Doesn't really matter what we accomplish here. I think we will just tick up on... we're going to give this Vigilance,
Okay.
and then we're going to attack.
I will continue to just trying to block the 4/4 as much as possible.
Okay.
So
And
I'll take 6.
Just take 6.
I go
You
to
go
8.
Yep. And then pass to you. We don't have a good follow-up here. All right, we're afraid of some cards.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is only 6 types, but we'll get this onto the
Okay.
battlefield. We do have a good play here.
Uh-oh.
So I will make 6 green to the castle.
No, is this Ulamog?
It is not Ulamog.
Okay.
I have 4 types in my graveyard. This is land, creature,
Oh, no.
sorcery, instant. So we will cast an Emrakul for 9. and
Oh,
trigger
no.
it
Okay.
to take your turn.
Well, end step. We will... We'll kill that. I don't want you using that on me. All right. Well, on top. Oh god, this is so bad.
Let me see your hand before you draw. Okay, you can draw for your turn. Okay,
This is bad.
Well, I can't do a whole lot to you here, but I am definitely going to -6 and exile this thing.
Okay. I can't do much on the crackback though. Holy crap, my hand is bad.
Then let's attack the Fleece Mane, and I will block.
Okay.
And then trophy the Gideon, fail to find.
That's an opponent only.
Oh, this is opponent.
Yeah.
That's a tilt.
Yep.
Why don't they let me use your spells against you?
Yeah. It's not like I can do it back to you though.
Yeah. I guess I will still use it to make sure you don't blow up my Field of the Dead.
Okay.
So
Just take out a forest, huh?
yeah, I guess you can target a forest with that. And I'm not sure exactly how many forests are in there.
I hope it's enough. Well, I hope it's not actually.
Oh, it actually isn't. I mean, I'd still literally rather that happen
You would,
than
yeah.
you target any other land.
That's funny.
Wow, with 4 Nissa's Pilgrimage, we really only have
5 land. 6 land.
6. I have another. Yeah, you only have 6 forests
You
in the deck.
probably need a 7th there.
Dex is playing 6 forests today, Ross. That was kind of an odd symmetry.
Weird.
And now Corey's just holding a bunch of creatures, so I might as well just have you
super in
pass the
trouble.
turn back to you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. This Sanctum was supposed to trigger. I'm supposed
Oh, to get
another
something.
Yeah, to get another thing. But now I'm actually short of. I guess I'll just get Nugan.
Oh, I guess.
Right. Oh no, there's only creature. There's not play.
Yeah.
Color. No.
So just
I'm
a
actually-
Ballista or a Ugin or a Ulamog.
I'm actually short of casting Ulamog now because you
No, you're
trophied
not.
me. Right.
No, you're not.
This is 6. Oh no, that's 679.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get Ulamog because I have a land in hand.
Yep. Well, your mulligan to 5 is just easily going to beat me. I'm done. I'm toast. Regenerating is not good against your ramp deck here. That is for sure. Oh boy.
Not a lot of green mana. So mana base still maybe a little wonky.
Yeah. Well, I can't do anything. That's game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Ulamog you and
Yep.
attack for a million.
Dang. I did not think I was going to lose that game. I mean, my hand wasn't great. Like, it was fine. I had, like, this, and some lands to cast it. It's reasonable, but that was a beating.
Yeah.
I played against that deck on Magic Online, just pre-ban or whatever, and I got annihilated. I was playing cat combo. But,
Thing is, so I had a very good 5 in terms of just getting my ramp out.
Yeah.
But a single Thoughtseize on that Emrakul, and then my hand does not.
yeah, that's true.
Nothing.
That's true.
So
And that is the piece of disruption that I just didn't really draw. I have plenty of Thoughtseize in this deck, but I also have Abrupt Decays, and I also have, Dramoka's Commands and Assassin's Trophy, which Assassin's Trophy can be okay, but you're not really playing ramp creatures. So, like my Fatal Push is my Abrupt Decay. All that is kind of dead.
Okay.
So
since you've got a bunch of wonky cards you don't like in your main deck,
We should
let's play
probably sideboard.
two sideboard games.
yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take a short break, everybody, and then we will get to sideboarding for our last 2 games. See if we can, bring some extra treats in against this giant Ulamog strategy. So don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here at Versus Live. We are playing Abzan Aggro up against Green Ramp. So on my side, I just have to take these cards out, right? Like they deal with such a, they deal with nothing. They deal with grazers, they deal with great creatures in the format. It has a lot of good answers against other decks, so I like that they're in the main deck, but this matchup, they're horrendous. So we got to take all these kind of spot removal cards out. We leave an Assassin's Trophy because it can actually deal with Ugin, even though dealing with Ugin, the damage is kind of done if you get to activate Ugin once, you know? So we're bringing in hopefully ways to stop you from ever activating that card in the form of Duress and Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle seems awesome. I wish I had more, just say, okay, Ugin, never activate, please. You got ways to deal with it. You can just Ulamog, you can Emrakul. That's still going to be good. And this, this green ramp shell does seem pretty good to me still. Like, I think green ramp is going to be a very good deck, no matter how you really shape it. Little side note there. And then we're bringing in Knight of Autumn. We just don't have too much extra in the board to bring in. Everything is really trying to deal with creatures and graveyard. So we're just going to hope for a 3-mana 4/3 here, just as a decent a decent beatdown
Can
card.
also destroy Golos, destroy Ballista.
Yeah, not bad.
So it at least does something.
Yes.
We're definitely getting a little desperate on your side. On mine, I'm only going to bring in some Veil of Summers. Corey's going on a heavy discard strategy. Veil should be good against that. Can also stop Assassin's Trophy on some of my key lands, like Field of the Dead. For the most part, though, like if I'm not using this card early on a discard spell, I'm going to try to aggressively cycle it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be holding on to it like for, I've got to do my thing. And usually if I do my thing, it'll be more powerful than what you're doing. I think Walking Bliss is my worst threat, so I'm happy trimming on those. And I also think Once Upon a Time is a card I get punished for drawing in a lot of copies. And it like isn't that great early. It can find your Arboreal Grazers, but it's not super important for me to have a Grazer on 1 in this matchup. So I think that's another card that we can trim. I don't want to trim any of my ramp. I don't want to trim any of the really important threats. Or
any lands or anything like that.
There's 28 lands in the deck. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
If there's 29, maybe I'd trim one.
Sure. Okay, makes sense to me. Well, we're going to shuffle up for our second game here. I'm going to be on the play. You rolled a 5. You rolled a 5 and still beat me there. That was impressive.
This is Pilgrimage is a very powerful card. I cast 2 of them and got 5 lands out of it.
Yeah. No, that's insane. It absolutely is insane. You got any questions while we shuffle up there, Rob?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of debate in chat, and I think in Magic in general lately, of the strength of threats versus answers and how that balance has kind of changed or moved over time. And right now we have Veil of Summer, which is causing, it seems to be a lot of frustration to a lot of people. How do you feel about the strength of that card in the formats, like Modern, Pioneer, and Standard?
Well, Veil of Summer is an asinine card. I'm not super happy that it exists, but its ubiquity is, at least in Standard, I think is more a function of so many powerful green cards being printed in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I think there was a concerted effort to start giving green access to card advantage that it had lacked. Because historically, for the first 15 years of Magic's existence, green was the worst color. And it wasn't close.
Really?
Yeah. Green was it was just little kid green decks. That's all they were. There were some exceptions every now and again, like Tooth and Nail was good during Mirrodin Block.
Yeah. Call Herd was pretty sweet back in the day.
Yeah. But for the most part, green was the worst color in Magic. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that in those first 15 years, card advantage was the resource that mattered more than anything else, and green lacked access to it.
Yeah.
And some effort to give green access to card advantage, and that's fine. That's something reasonable. And the ways they've done it are all very green. The thing is, because the ways they've done it have fit the color pie, there are cards like Courser Krufix and Tireless Tracker that generate card advantage without costing you any tempo. One of the things that keeps card advantage in check is the fact that it takes time to cast your divinations or cast your whatever opportunity, and so your opponent has time to actually just kill you before you're able to leverage all those cards. When you're gaining card advantage with Tireless Tracker and Courser Krufix, they don't have time to do that. Because you're also playing to the battlefield at the same time. So green's card advantage has ended up being much more powerful than other colors' card advantage, which is a problem.
Yeah.
And now, Veil of Summer exacerbates that by making their card advantage sources difficult to interact with. So
we're getting the most powerful Planeswalker is green. The most powerful card advantage spell in Hydroid Krasis is green. I'm talking Standard. And the best piece of disruption is Veil, which is green. Plus, your fastest way to put all those cards on the battlefield, your best way to do so in Gilded Goose is green. Your best way to fix your deck with Once Upon a Time as a free spell is green. I mean, this is why Standard is so broken right now, because it has the best of every single world. I mean, just everything. The best card is Oko. The best card, the fastest is Goose. Krasis goes over the top. And, decks that would maybe keep it in check, like maybe even mass manipulation decks or whatever, cannot function with Veil as a card. You can't tap out to play something like that. You can't tap out to play Agent to try to keep up as a blue deck. And it's frustrating, because it's just green is just so good right now in Standard. And I mean, we're outside of Standard debate, we're seeing Veil pop up and be really good in Legacy because everybody's been playing, Pyroblasts and, all Hydroblast and stuff like that. And to counter other counter spells and stuff. And now you just go Veil and you're like, well, that's green. I can't beat that.
Yeah. Sort of the green blast.
It is a little frustrating.
But it cantrips. So
yeah.
So I hope people who are designing cards and developing them have caught on to this, and they're going to power down some of the green card advantage sources, and that will make Veil of Summer a lot less powerful because what it's protecting isn't quite as powerful. there's 3 primary resources in Magic, and they're tempo, card advantage, and life total. And anytime you have a card that is putting you ahead on multiple axes at one time, it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah.
Siege Rhino is a tempo positive card, like significant body for its stats, that also has a pretty significant life swing. Was a staple in Standard.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest, offenders are when you're gaining card advantage and tempo at the same time, because those are generally the 2 more important resources.
Yeah.
So things like Tireless Tracker, like Courser Crewfix, like Rogue Refiner, and even cards like Oko. That's generating material value over the course of the game, while also just acting as removal, which green usually doesn't get access to. So I think greens they've gone a little overboard, in particular with the color green. So I don't think it's a threat versus answer issue. It's a green versus the other colors issue.
Yeah, it's a little rough right now, and I don't know the answer. There's definitely something broken, but
you just gotta power down some of the sources of green card advantage. We shouldn't be getting green creatures that create card advantage that also have really good bodies.
Yeah,
like Courser or Crewfix should have been like a 1/3. A lot easier to kill. Dies to Lightning Strike now, but if it sticks on the battlefield, you get a lot of value. It's really good. There's a little bit more tension there. Courser instead survived a lot of removal, blocked a lot against the aggressive decks, pressured planeswalkers because it had 2 power. That was enough to do that at least a little bit. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Make cards like that a 1/3. Make Tireless Tracker, make it a 3/2, but don't let it get +1/+1 counters when you're sacrificing the clues.
Yeah. Make it bigger.
Suddenly now make it a real cost to spend that 2 mana to generate that card advantage.
Yeah.
Now I'm spending 2 mana and not making any impact on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But instead I'm making an impact by pumping my creature. Now it's the biggest thing going.
Sure.
We can't just don't give them everything at the same time.
All right, so getting to the game here, we have an obvious problem with our hand here. We are missing a color, which I think is going to happen plenty of time with this deck. But unfortunately, we don't even have the really aggressive elements of our deck. Scavenging Ooze instead of Fleecemane Lion is a strict downgrade. We don't have a 1-drop. Yeah, exactly. So honestly, we just got to ship this one back. It's our 1 of Ooze that we're leaving in just because we have nothing else to bring in. So, yeah.
My hand is a little bit slow, but the only thing I really do before turn 3 is Arboreal Grazer and Once Upon a Time. We don't have a Grazer, but everything else about this hand is really good, so this is a definite keep.
All right.
A little bit of a risk to be run over on the draw, but
this deck's not insanely fast either, too. So
yeah, I mean, if you go Warden, Anafense on 3, Rhino on 4, they're just dead.
They're dead, yeah. Okay, so this hand is fine.
But the Abzan Aggro deck always had to mulligan aggressively to make sure it curved out.
So here's my choice. I either get rid of a land that will prevent me from casting some of my spells, or I get rid of a high-impact spell, and I think I'd rather put faith in drawing a land. So we're going to put that to the bottom and start with a Warden and pass to you.
Corey, Status was wondering, what about playing Pellet Collector or Lovestruck Beast to get 1/1 drops in your deck? Is that the direction you kind of want to go with this aggro deck? Or
honestly, the direction I think I would rather go is just Elves. I think I'd rather play Elves in this deck. It makes it a little awkward. As far as curving into some, that was a pretty good draw. But I could see that. I don't think I want to do.
I do like me a Lovestruck Beast.
Yeah. Okay. How's it more damage? 6 or 6, 7. Okay, so I think it's more damage to play the cat actually, and we'll attack and do that next turn.
The level is worth 2 points. The cat's worth 3.
Yep. Your turn.
So I'm at 19. Okay, that's a reasonable draw. We'll play our Field of the Dead since it enters tap.
Okay, that's a reasonable draw. Tap land, go. All right, we'll get in there.
I will take 4.
Just for 4, yep.
15.
You got another cat and a Godless Shrine tapped. Your turn.
Okay. If I cast this, I will... I won't have to discard, but I think just getting a body down to stem some bleeding and block is good.
Okay.
So let's cast an Elvish Rejuvenator.
Sure.
Could get punished if I don't find a land in the top 5, but that seems unlikely. And we actually found a pretty good land in Radiant Fountain.
Ooh, gain 2 life.
2 life and go to 17.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, we'll untap here. Oh, that wasn't a bad draw. Okay, so we're going to get on in there. We're going to get busy.
So if Corey wants to deal 3 with Warden, he can. So I feel like I'm not gaining anything by blocking, Fleecemane over Warden. and I do force Corey to use his mana towards this by making that block.
And I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't ready to commit mana.
Yeah, you just wouldn't have
that'd be
attacked.
quite bad, yeah.
So I'll take 6, go to 11.
And then we drew Thoughtseize.
That is the best possible draw.
I don't know. You haven't seen our hand. There's other draws that could have been better.
Well, you get to take my play for next turn, which was the Golos, or maybe you just take the Ugin. Actually, I think you can beat the Golos, maybe. It's a interesting spot here, because I'm going to Ugin in 2 turns, right? I have 4 lands, I make 2 land drops, go up to 6. The 1 ramp spell gets me to 7 lands, and I have a Shrine. So
Yeah.
I have 8 mana.
Yeah, that's the question is, can I beat
2
Golos?
turns.
I don't think I can.
Well, can you beat Ugin? Even with that, if you take the Golos, I still get to Ugin next turn, but you get a full
Not
attack.
next turn.
Or in 2 turns.
Yeah,
but you
I get a full attack.
You do get me to 2 though, so
Yeah.
I'm just dead to a Rhino.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Is I just want to try to get you dead, and I think Golos would just be a nice roadblock right now.
Okay. So let's play Pilgrimage.
Okay.
I'll get Forest onto the battlefield, Forest into hand, play a castle, and pass the turn.
All right.
That was an excellent Thoughtseize.
Yeah, not bad. That was not an excellent draw on my part, though. So we're definitely going to deal with Ugin next turn. Oh, that was such a bad draw. Okay, well, we'll attack for 9.
I'll go to 2.
All right. We don't really want to commit more to the battlefield because they are going to be dead, so I'll pass to you. Probably one of the worst draws possible in our deck. Guess we had a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
I should have just put this on top.
Okay. I will play a Blast Zone, so I diversify lands. So now I'm
Okay.
at 6. Cast an Ugin and -2 it.
Okay.
So this will go to
They're
5.
exiled, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pass the turn. No end of turn trophy. That's Sun Petal Grove. That'll enter untapped.
okay.
Okay, I just had the Rhino.
We had this as our hand last turn, and we turned 9 of bottom. So yeah, had the Rhino. And you know that with having my opening was interesting, and I want to talk about it openly because this was my hand right here, and my other card was this. So, like, in this situation, you could get rid of one of your 4-drops and just say, hey, I'm going to go Warden, make a token, and for sure play a 4-drop. But I think the risk is just not worth it of getting rid of one of your big spells. Like, the odds that you're going to draw 1 land in the next few turns, I think is too high. So I decided to bottom the land, and we didn't draw a land. You know, I mean, we drew it on the last possible turn before you probably would have started taking over or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I had our next turn for second field, a 7th land, make 4 zombies, play Forest from hand, make 2 more, go to 6.
if you couldn't have gained
play
life, then I wasn't afraid. But
yeah, the only way I have to gain life is the
is
radiant.
the one rating.
The 1 radiant.
Okay, I thought maybe you had another one. So.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, the I just had to dodge Rhino, but I was going to make
Cool.
what I was going to make 4 off of this, land drop 6, Pilgrim. I was going to make 8 zombies next turn.
Yeah, talk about famous last words. I just had to dodge the Rhino.
Yeah.
Many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
dodge
get
the
a game
Rhino or
three
dodge
here.
dodge the Thoughtseize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you saw that, like, outside of draws that start on Grazer, which are my best draws, you know, that was about as good as I could ask for. I got to, you know, get a blocker in the Rejuvenator, gain my 2 life, my max life gain, and then potentially have Golos to follow up as another blocker, and then follow it up with Ugin on turn 5 and wipe the battlefield, and then follow it up with like making enough zombies where I'm not worried about anything you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that just wasn't good enough against. It was like 1 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop plus Thoughtseize, and then finish me off with a Rhino.
Yeah, and if you were on the play, that's a different game.
Yeah.
You know, it's a completely different game. You, I probably can't get you in range, and then the zombies and the abilities from Ugin are just going to take over. You know, but being super aggressive on the draw, I was just playing Watchglyphs every turn, and then I had 1 key piece of interaction. You know.
I'm going to bring in the other Once Upon a Time
On the
and
play.
and put the Ballista, a 3rd Ballista there. I just don't think Ballista is very good in the matchup.
Do you have at least 1 Ballista in the deck?
Yeah, I have 1.
Okay, good. That's all you need, just for a Ugin target.
Yeah, and I think having those Grazer starts are just so important that I want to maximize them. So Once Upon a Time will help me do that.
I like it.
And it'll even, like, if I have to cast it on turn 2, I can find Rejuvenator for turn 3. Just I need to get as many blocks in as I can because I just have very few ways to gain life outside it to get out of Rhino range.
Yeah.
So,
all right, sounds like a plan. Well, we got our 3rd and final game here, ready to go, and we'll see what we can do here. I don't feel great on the draw. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, does feel like these decks are pretty similarly speeded.
Yep.
So the play draw is going to matter quite a bit.
As long as you don't mulligan to 5, that's what got me last time. So.
Well, it's not a grazer hand, but once again, does everything else. So I think it's going to be a keep.
Yeah, mine's not great either, but we're going to try.
I will start on Field of the Dead.
Okay. All right, we're going to start by taking 2 and duress you.
Ugh.
Ooh,
I
okay.
think you want the pilgrimage this time.
I think I'll take the pilgrimage. Try to cut you off there. All right.
Let's play a forest and pass the
Okay.
turn.
Not a great draw there. We'll play with this and pass to you.
Okay. Well, I thought Cease bugged you.
Oh, no.
Actually, would have been really sweet if I drew Once Upon a Time after that I could get it with Spell Mastery.
Yeah, that would have been impressive.
On turn 3. Well, forest into play, forest into hand.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
And now Golos is all lined up next turn.
Yeah,
That's not good.
Unfortunate Thoughtseize bug for Corey there.
Yeah. Yeah, Golos is just going to be so good. Not much I can really do about it. I guess I can hope for that. It's not great.
This card seems a little weak for Pioneer.
It does seem a little weak to me as well.
It was one of the worst cards in the standard version of the deck. This is a format where people are playing a ton of Wild Slash. I think we can do better than that.
Probably.
Even something like a Danto Vanguard, you know?
All right, well, Thoughtseize ya.
Oh, you're probably going to get my Golos.
Don't know. I have somewhat reasonable answers to Golos, but I just cannot beat Ugin. Yeah, I think we're going to take Ugin.
Okay.
We're going to give you Golos.
Let's go to 16.
And then attack.
I'll go to 18.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, getting punished for playing that forest earlier. I think I'll go to 20.
Okay.
So let's cast Golos.
Yep.
And what am I going to
4
find?
uniques.
I think I should just find Shrine.
Okay.
I have the field already. This gets me a little bit closer to some of my bigger payoffs.
Sure.
Yeah, if I draw Ugin, I can just cast it next turn.
Done?
Yeah, gotta be Shrine.
We just needed a land there so bad. What can we do against this Golos?
Sounds like a Knight of Autumn is sitting around over there.
We had plenty of things. We'll just have to trophy it. Feels real bad.
Okay, I will get a forest.
Attack for 2 and pass to you. Kept a 2-lander with Thoughtseize Duress with a 2-drop and a relatively decent hand, but did not get there.
Well, currently I'm just on a bunch of mana.
Says with an Ugin in hand. Currently, what you know.
Okay, so I'm at 18, right?
Yep, 18, 16.
Okay. Yeah, getting punished for playing a forest earlier, I could have diversified my lands all the way up. And so right now I only have 5. This will be 6. But we did draw a Rejuvenator, so hopefully this finds a land and we can make a zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, found a land, but unfortunately it's one we already have.
Okay.
So we basically cost ourselves 2 zombies by playing out forest on like turn 2.
Makes sense.
Which I didn't really think much about. I was kind of like thinking that maybe I wanted to bluff Veil of Summer so you wouldn't Thoughtseize me again that turn, but you're going to play a 2-drop every time.
Yep.
Because I had drawn the second Pilgrimage.
Okay, done?
Yep.
All right.
But
We're live. Let's see here. What do we want to do? We'll start by attacking.
I will take that.
Okay,
go to 16.
16. Now I could either play a threat or try to do some damage or try to cast this. I don't want to say the card kind of gives it away. Could try to cast this. Doesn't seem great to me right now. So yeah, let's take 1 and just make a 4/3.
You're at 15.
Your turn. Try to get the beats going.
Okay, that's a good draw.
Every single one of your good draws are just backbreaking.
I will cast a Once Upon a Time.
Okay. I can't get a Ugin at least. We got a land. Forest. Rejuvenator. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I should just take the Rejuvenator.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a 7th unique land here in the Sanctum. So that'll
Okay.
make a zombie.
Yep.
And then I will
Rejuvenator's likely to make another.
play a Rejuvenator.
Okay.
Do I need another shrine? Not really. Maybe this Haship Oasis does something.
Sure. Another Zombone for you.
Make another zombie. Pass the turn.
I'm having flashbacks to standard.
It's possible that Field of the Dead, runs away with the game, but I doubt that.
I'll attack.
So I think I want to tie up Corey's mana, so I'm going to block there. I'm also just going to trade off for this while I can.
Okay. 1 counter to each. Take 1.
Okay. That was really good.
Your turn. But to be fair, all we did was keep up with the value that you generated from your land. So that's not great.
That's a pretty cool land. We'll play a Blast Zone and get a zombie.
Okay. Yep. That's pretty good.
Pass the turn.
Untap. All right. We'll get the beats in there. We got the beats.
I
We
think
got the beats.
I will take this.
Oh. Take an
I
8.
want to set up to actually make some good blocks. I think I can take 1 attack.
Okay. Go to 8.
Yep. You
Alright.
would need 3 rhinos to get me at this point.
3 rhinos in a dream, buddy. 3 rhinos.
Tends to be how they show up, right? Just
And-
1 in a row off top decks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we definitely want to diversify our mana cost.
Yeah, which is going to be difficult to do unless you draw a land this turn.
And we did draw a land.
That was another reason I took the damage. Is because you needed a land to
We're
really
going to go to 12.
advance your board. Of course, you have the
Yeah.
land.
All right. Gideon time. Go to 11.
Ugh.
All right. We get a beautiful new Knight of Autumn token here. This one's nice. All right. So, yeah, just make a knight and then pass it to you.
Okay. Well, I definitely don't want to go to 3 because that'll blow up my Rejuvenator as well as
Yeah.
the Knight. And I think the Gideon's got to be a lot more threatening than the Death
I
Dealer.
would think so, yeah.
3, 6, 7, 8. X
Okay.
equals- or no, I just need 6, right? To add 3 counters.
Sure,
'cause
it's
it
at
starts on
4.
1.
Okay, we need to fade a big one. Like Ugin, and it's just lights out. And you're at 8, right?
Yep.
Okay. Whammy.
Um.
Whammy, whammy, whammy.
Okay. How much mana do I have?
It's been a good game already.
2, 4,
Oh my
5,
god.
6, 7. This makes.
Were you
up
just slow
13,
rolling me?
15. Okay. Ugin trigger Sanctum.
Wow. Unreal.
Get him.
Jesus. How do you sleep at night?
On top of a pile of money with many beautiful ladies.
I hope the Utah Jazz lose all weekend. Wow.
Land, creature, instant, artifact, sorcery, planeswalker.
Just get a card.
This is 6 types, right? Land, creature, instant, artifact, planeswalker, sorcery. So my Emrakul only costs 7, which I have. So I can just Emrakul you.
Oh, that's the best turn ever.
Wow. How lucky.
So yeah, make 6 green with the castle.
I had you on the ropes.
And yeah, then I drew a card. So we'll do that. Which means I'm definitely not going to minus the Ugin yet because we can just mess you up. I'm going to make a zombie.
Sure.
I am going to.
Why not?
I guess I could. So I could plus on the Gideon and attack with both of these, lose my Rejuvenator to deal with the Gideon, but then I don't have as much back to block.
Oh
so
my
I
god.
think I'll just plus here,
My hand messes me up so bad.
and then I'll pass the turn.
I
Oh, and Thoughtseiz's his target player, isn't it?
believe it is.
Is Abzan Charm target player? No, you draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Okay. But what we will do is we will plus the Gideon. We will Abzan Charm the Gideon once it's animated. We will Thoughtseize yourself. Take that. So you
3.
take 3 total. So we have 8 all. And then attack with both of these. And I will block here and trade there. And you can take your next turn.
My turn?
It's okay. You got an extra turn now, so it makes
Wow.
up for it.
Yeah.
It's like you just had a Nexus of Fate.
I would say good game, but that was not the case. Not the case at all.
You know what? I had to think about what I was going to find off my sanctum, what I was going to do with my Ugin. You know, you want to plan out your turn before you start taking actions. That's all I was doing.
You know, I hate to quote a cookie, but to quote the great Cookie from Shrek, you're a monster.
That's perfect for Eldraine, right?
Yeah, that's perfect for Eldraine.
Some might say history's greatest monster.
Well, that was absurd. I don't even know what to say. That was quite tilting. I was like, all right, just anything but Ugin, and then you drew, and you're like, okay, well, I'll count. I was like, okay, well, it's not Ugin. They're like, oh, here you go. Unreal. All right, well,
this is my favorite day.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our final round. And let's see if Ross can get a little bit more lucky to hold on to his marbles. But I will be very much gunning for them after that vicious slow roll. We'll see you in a bit.